Welcome to PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol, and I have the pleasure of having as my guest today, Paul Mladjenovic. Paul is the author of Precious Metals Investing for Dummies. He also has his own website, ravingcapitalist.com. Welcome, Paul.
Good to be back on a program, Ted. And you know, it's interesting as people are accumulating or whatever, or participating in the consolidation, and they're looking forward to the next leg of the rally. I just want to take a moment to mention the silver ETFs that are out there. There's a batch of them out there, and even though we try not to tell you what you should invest in, at least we can tell you about where you should be cautious. I've been hearing more reports from some commentators out there that we find are reliable, that they're mentioning that there are question marks about the SLV. You know, I mean, that's a very popular ETF. And for me, I don't know, I don't mind it as a speculative vehicle, but I'm not sure about, you know, does it have all the metal that is meant to, does that have liabilities that we're not sure about in the footnotes, etc. But regardless, I mean, to me, if you're going to be considering putting silver in your portfolio directly, like not mining stocks and not options, or you're having physical at home somewhere or in your vault or whatever, in terms of participating in a portfolio, silver ETFs are good. But I know that there's, what you should be doing is being really scrutinizing which ones you should have. I mean, there are some out there, and again, we can't mention which ones they are in this particular venue because we don't know who's watching. There are some out there that make a huge point of being very transparent that they have the bullion. And wherever you're going to be having your money, if you're going to be talking about having it for the long haul, you should be inquiring with the issuers of those ETFs about to what extent, you know, is the physical there, and reflecting it, you know, for transparency's sake. Because right now, I don't want to be like Germany. You know what I mean, right?
Right.
You have to wait 7 years and see if any metal coughs up. I think that on the landscape, just the way Warren Buffett used to say, like, you don't know who's naked until the tide comes out. And right now, you've been hearing a lot about how physical metal, gold and silver, has been migrating from the west to the east. And so you and I don't know what pooled accounts out there are short on the metal, you know, in terms of, like, you know, there's 1 million people who think they own it. How many people really won't get access to it when the time comes? And then you just mentioned off camera about there might be potential, you know, physical delivery issues with some of the futures thing out there, etc. So the point is, does the amount of metal, you know, in America, you know, equate to how much is owed to whoever through the paper vehicles like the ETFs and like, you know, futures contracts, etc. And I think a lot of people are going to be in for a rude awakening. You know, so for you, if you do participate in silver in your portfolio, make sure that those ETFs are the type that make it very transparent. They call the issuers if you have to. You know what I mean? Make sure that they have the metal to back up what they say they back up in terms of, you know, that security and what they promise. Right?
Exactly, and there's some words that are almost like red flags that come up, and you should proceed with caution, such as commingled, hypothecated, pooled.
Exactly.
You know, they're often put into sentences that seem secure, but they're less than, what they mean is they mean that they have less than what you think they do.
And not only that, some ETFs, you know, are tied to the physical metal. Some are tied to the futures contracts instead. In other words, instead of the actual metal, maybe promises, whether their promises are good or not, you know, are tied to it. So that to me is a riskier venue. I think counterparty risk is a real issue, and it's going to rear its ugly head in the coming months and years. And you want to be on the safe side of all of this. So take a look. Take a look, close look.
And make sure you've consult your own financial advisor after you've done your research, because your research may point to things that he's not aware of.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Better safe than sorry in today's environment.
Well, thank you, Paul, for being with us today at PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol. Make sure you visit Paul's website, ravingcapitalist.com.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.